When we have a long-haired dog like Jaffa is, it is very important to brush and comb your dog regularly. At this stage, this length, probably a couple of times a week, but as they get longer, you will probably have to be doing it every single day, morning and night. It's very important to use a dog product. We're not going to be using a human hairbrush or a human comb. This brush is called a slicker brush. It's quite soft because it has the wax beads on it, so it won't be scratching the dog's skin. So with the brushing, working your way all the way across the dog's body, making sure you will find that she's ticklish. You'll find some knots when brushing the dog, so that's when you go and start using your comb. With the brushes, brushing only brushes the top part of the hair, so where the knots and the mats start is down at the root of the hair, so this is where you will start needing to use your comb. This comb has different length teeth, so it's a lot easier to get the knots out and it's easier to find the knots with the different lengths. So when you are combing the dog, you will hit a knot like I have just now, and you will just grab onto that and just lightly comb that knot out, just like that. So once you've gone through the whole body, you should not have any knots that you will be hitting with your comb. It's really important as well to take off their collar and harnesses or whatever they're wearing, if you can. Especially when the lead is connected to the collar, you will find that that's where the mats start as well. Lift. So everywhere your dog has hair, you should be brushing. Pretty much. Oh, it's nasty. This product is a mat breaker, so with dogs that have quite a lot of matting on the body, it's made up of sharp blades, so when you run it along the dog's fur, it splices all the mats and it is a lot easier to remove with a brush or comb. So depending on how close the mat is to the skin, this one is not actually attached to the skin, it's just at the end of the hair. So this won't be as painful to the dog if we try to remove this. So you can get a pair of scissors and splice down, always away from the dog's skin. We're not going to be cutting into the dog. And just brushing that away. Splicing the knot makes it a little bit looser and easier to get out, and it's all in the brush. So for hygiene reasons, the hair in between the eyes is supposed to be trimmed quite short, so we're not getting up into the eyes and rubbing onto the eye. So when trimming this, it is very, very important that your dog is pretty much sitting still. You are holding the dog correctly. So how we do this, the hair under their chin, we just lightly hold onto that, so we are in control of the dog's head. They're not going to be able to move it around, we're able to keep their head still, so there is no accident that happens. So when trimming dogs' hair, we need to use correct scissors. We're not going to be using everyday kitchen scissors, so to speak. So thinning scissors, these are probably the safest ones that you can use. They are still sharp, so they will cut if you do nick the dog. Grooming the dog's eyes isn't for everyone. If you want to give it a go, by all means, but make sure you are very confident in doing it. You don't want to be cutting your dog, and it really depends on the dog. If they're going to be moving around a lot, I would get a professional groomer to do it. Okay. So when we're trimming the eyes, we always go away from the eye. We're not going to be cutting in towards the eye. Bring up the hair that we want to trim, and with the thinning scissors, it's not one cut. Good girl. Alright, you sit down. So as you can see, after we've trimmed Jaffa's eyes, she can see quite clearly now. There's no hair in the way of her eyes. So after we finish grooming the dog, we always end in a high note. We always want the dog to be happy with us. We don't want them, as soon as the scissors come out, for them to run away in the other direction. So we always give them a nice reward at the end, and good dog, girl. And so we're happy.